We're on.
We are. We're back.
The Cars Cuppas Podcast is back.
It's been a while.
It's been a
how
while.
long has it been? Must have been like 3 months, 4 months?
I think you was first on this. Well, that was the first episode actually, so I think this is longer than 4 months. I reckon it was like November last year.
Yeah.
Because we done the drift today with Rob Spray.
Yeah.
And when was that, do you reckon?
Yeah, that must have been about a year ago.
So I reckon we're probably well into nearly a year because time's flew. Like everything that we've done this year has absolutely flown by. Obviously, I want to get back on it with the podcast, especially now it's coming to winter because time seems to be more freely available in the winter, doesn't it? So there's less car shows going on, and there's just less things going on. So I thought, you know what, let's get back on it with the podcast and let's introduce you properly to it because you're actually going to be the sort of permanent host.
Yeah, so it's going to be the two of us, me and Talasi. We're going to do it every 2 weeks. So you can come by. We're going to try and have a guest on at least once a month. So if you do want to hop on the podcast, feel free. Come over, say hello to us, message on the Cars Cuppas Instagram. And we're happy to bring people on. If you've got any interesting stories or if you've got a cool car, anything you want to talk about or you talk about your business, feel free.
Yeah, because it'll be people like... Well, hopefully we'll get like people like automotive influencers on at some point. We'll get business owners. Like I know there's a few local business owners that are keen to do it. I know Corey at Hell Performance wants to come on and do a little episode, and it would basically people like that where we can jump on, have a conversation about cars and just about anything else in general. It doesn't necessarily have to always be about cars. It can be anything sort of linked to the industry, I suppose, can't it?
Yeah, it's just a place to come and talk, catch up, see what's going on. Also tell you lot listening what's happened in the last 2 weeks. I'm sure there's always loads to catch up on. I've been super busy. I'm sure you've been busy.
There's always loads to catch up on. Like you think of everything that we've done over the last sort of 6 months, like just on its own.
Yeah.
And that in the last year since we've probably done... I don't know when it was when we done this episode, you know. I reckon it must have been like November last year, to be fair.
Well, good thing to start on, actually. Let's talk about... You're in London. You had a Urus and you got pulled over by police. This went all over Instagram. A lot of people replied. I think about 140 messages.
So basically, what it was... I always wanted to take a supercar to London, obviously, and we'll get onto the Victri stuff in a minute because the people who've been watching the podcast before are not going to know about that, but we'll get onto the Victri stuff in a bit. But basically, I've had a Lamborghini for the weekend, and I thought, let's take this to London, film some content, which actually didn't go to plan because London is just a disaster, mate, for traffic. It's an absolute disaster. Anyway, I stuck a 360 on, and I filmed some content, blah, 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 and when I was there, I seen a police car park in front of us, so I was like, that makes a banging photo opportunity just to use at some point. And then on the Sunday, I also got back on Saturday night, and on the Sunday, I was going back through the 360 footage. I noticed there's a police car behind, which I do remember from the Saturday, and I thought, that police car's like following me the whole way to the traffic lights. I thought, let's just create a little video with the photo that I've used parked up next to one, and let's make it look like I've been pulled over by the police. I thought, just stick up something on Instagram like I do, because I'm always winding people up.
Which you definitely got me. I messaged you and I was like, what's happened here then? Yeah. Loads of other people thought the same.
Literally, like I said to you, I think 140 people replied in the end. And then they were all fuming to find out that I was just set this thing up, I just done this.
We should expect it now.
Yeah,
I think I saw one of the comments on it, or someone had put, another fooled for it again.
Yeah, there was like first driven Roo. And now
this. You've done loads of bits in the past. What other...
But that's what I don't get. Like, I was saying to Jasmine the other day, I was like, literally, I've done so much stuff and people still believe what I do. Like, all the different things that I've done. Like, when I last went to London, I took my detailing van up because I was doing a job. So I managed to sort out a job in London, which was pretty cool. And I took some fake spray paint with me at the same time. And the spray paint cleaned me all up the side of the van. And then I've done like a little video of it, and I brought the van back to Exeter, so brought it back home, and I just made it look like my van had been spray painted.
See, I don't think I remember seeing it, but I don't think I ever messaged you or anything about it. I think I believed it. I thought it was.
Well, I want to say
because your van's always dirty.
Well, true. I want to say that we probably didn't know each other at that point, but I think I reshared it this year.
Yeah, I do remember seeing it.
I think I reshared it this year about it, but I reckon. This must have been last year, so I don't reckon we actually knew each other at this point.
No.
Because we obviously met through Cars Cuppas in like...
I think it was 2022, the July. It was around that time when it first started.
Yeah, because you've done all the social media for all the videos for the August meet when we had the 812 and stuff.
Yeah, I remember doing that. Yeah, and we filmed the video. That was a very cool car.
Yeah, that was cool. So that was that. What have you been up to this weekend?
This weekend, so actually, we went to Talasi Farm. They do a scare fest. It's called Shoptober,
right.
And there's 12 different events. And the first one we went on was called The Cellar. And basically, you walk in. It's basically pitch black, and there's people, actors, all about, and they're meant to scale
Class.
it.
Yeah.
So I went up with Taylor, and she was holding on for dear life.
Whereabouts is it? Where's Tully's farm?
So it's near Crawley, so just like South London. It's not too.
Oh, it's used up their men's as well then.
Yeah. I actually went into London as well. I'll get on to that in a minute. But the first one, it was quite scary because you're just walking along, it's in the dark, and then there's someone coming up behind you and they like scare the life out of you. And it just keeps happening. And then they've also got clowns that are chasing you with chainsaws.
Yeah,
There's
that's
like
sick.
people coming out of pockets in the walls. They're running after you, shouting at you, banging on the walls.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was really good. And then another one that was on a tractor. So we're on the back of a tractor going through the woods. And
Yeah,
the
sick.
people like zombies and that were running behind. They jumped onto it. They all come up in your face. It was really good.
It's expensive.
It was about £35 each.
It's not bad, to be
£40
fair,
It's
is
not
it?
too bad. We stayed up for the night premiere in. It was 40 quid. It's
Yeah.
ideal.
Do you make Taylor pay half?
No, no. I paid for the premiere. Went up to London. She got the tickets because she wanted to go.
Bang on,
to
that's the way it
yeah,
should go, to be fair.
and then we went out. So in the morning, we went up to London. We met with our dad, and we went out for some food. Went to this place called Poor Boys. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's quite
Nah.
popular on like TikTok and Instagram. They do massive like fried chicken, wings,
Yeah,
burnt ends,
bang on.
massive meat. Like it was
Oh, I
massive.
think I've seen the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good. Yeah, it was some good food. But shopping, just normal London stuff.
So nothing else really car related then? Nothing car
No,
related this
no, we
weekend?
went out into town.
Did you go central? Is that central London?
Went to Wandsworth and
Right.
Kingston because that's where our family's from. So we were just around that area and the
Get
shopping
on.
malls.
But other than that, nothing car related then?
Nothing car related.
So speaking of car related, obviously last time you come on was when you was having murders with your MX-5.
So it's been massive change
But
since then.
everything's been, this year, there's so much been gone on this year. So update everyone what's going on with your car.
I fixed the MX-5. I fixed it probably about 10 times. I think I went through 2 clutches, gearbox, everything. It was an absolute nightmare. But I then sold it because I was getting fed up. It was a daily driver. I had to drive a little rubbish E46 as my daily, and I couldn't enjoy the car because I was just worried about breaking down. So I sold that, and I've got an M235i. I bought it in black, but I've now wrapped it pink, which a lot of people have seen. It's very bright, gets a lot of looks. As I was actually driving into the Tully's farm, the police officer that was stood outside went, "Oh, I really love your colour." They said they loved. Everyone loves it.
Yeah, they do. To
Everyone's
be fair.
happy, and I enjoy it. It gets loads of looks.
Yeah, the thing is, everyone knows it's you now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like obviously my van, like with the sign on it. Everyone, you see the van, you know it's me.
You see a pink
with your
car.
they know it's you.
Yeah, exactly. So I've had that now for kind of just over 6-7 months. And
It's really been that long?
It's been pretty good. And as a daily driver, I'm getting like 30 miles to the gallon, which isn't that
Yeah,
bad.
it's not too bad.
I don't drive too far for work. I'm still working at Rap Capital, which I think was the same as when we last did the podcast.
You must have literally just started there, I reckon.
Yeah, I started it in October. It's actually coming up to a year next week that I've been rapping.
Mate, time has absolutely
It has
flew
gone
by.
quick. I've rapped so many cars, so many cool things.
What's the best car you wrapped at Rap Capital other than the M235i?
I mean, there's been some cool ones. Recently, we did an Audi R8, which had a full print wrap, and we did the inside door shirts. We did everything in this like custom graffiti design. We wrapped a Mark V 202 Supra in Millennium Jade, and we
That's
did custom.
Rob's, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Rob's from Milltop, and we did custom door shirts and returns. Also, I wrapped a door on Corey's Lambo. So that's the only kind of supercar I've wrapped so far. But apart from that, we just do a lot of like BMWs, Mercedes. We get a lot of vans in, a lot of signage work. We've had quite a few flip colours, like a lot of Teslas usually. People like to go like blue, red, green, purple.
Yeah.
They look a bit tacky.
We were saying every week Tesla's quite easy to wrap, aren't they? 'Cause you haven't got to do the roof and stuff.
They're
like
easy
that.
to wrap. There's no roof. The boot's probably the hardest bit because if you know it's a bit of like a weird shape. So that's the hardest bit because we do it in one piece.
Yeah.
We don't do any joins.
What's the worst car that you've had to do without digging out the customer too much?
Well, actually, the worst car is not necessarily the car. It's usually the bodywork.
Right.
So some cars come in with a lot of rust
Yeah.
and a lot of bad paint problems.
The wrap's the only thing holding it together, sort of thing.
Yeah, so a lot of people, like a misconception is people think a wrap covers all the paint. It doesn't. It doesn't hide it at all. It makes it worse.
Yeah.
So you can usually see it, and also wrap won't stick if there's no paint. If there's no lacquer, it won't stick. So people won't go, "Oh, it's failing." Well, that's because there's no paint there. So we don't warranty anything about paint.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, that's going really good. I'm enjoying that. How's detailing going?
Mate, I've had a nightmare day today, as I said to you off podcast.
Well, the weather's been horrendous. First
yeah,
of all.
I don't know where you're watching this, but it's just been absolutely hammering it down today, innit? Like, so I've gone to do a job this morning. luckily a customer wasn't necessarily around for the afternoon one, so I finished a little bit early on that one. And essentially I went over to so some of you on Cars and Cuppas might have seen that we went and done the air. What was it? What did you call it? It was the Wings and Wheels event at the airfield.
Yeah.
So we done a little private meet basically. So James there's got an airfield and he's got this truck, and his truck was booked in today. And because it's been so wet, he was on the farm this morning. He got the truck stuck, and he's literally, when I say this thing's covered, it is absolutely covered. And he's forgot that I'm booked in today. So he said his excuse was, "Oh man, I thought you were coming. I was going to go to the pressure washer this afternoon."
Yeah.
And I said, like, bollocks. You know what I mean? Like, you knew full. I said, you've done this on purpose because you knew I was coming for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And like a 2-hour maintenance clean ended up being like a 4-hour deep clean. And I didn't see him at the end of the job. And I said to him, I texted him, I was like, mate, you're still going to have to take this to the pressure washer. Because underneath the truck, like
the whole underside,
like nothing's covered. It's all exposed. So I'm like trying to pressure wash it all out. And mate, it just keep coming. And I thought, I haven't got any more time in the day to be messing around with this.
You can't be sat there for hours, especially.
And I was just getting soaked, man. I thought, you know what, this is not the one, man. No.
No.
Like, the annoying thing is now we're at that point in the year where like the next 6 months are crap. Do you know what I mean? It's wet and it's cold.
Yeah, that's the problem with the winter, but that's why we're starting the podcast. So hopefully, every Tuesday we're going to do every 2 weeks. So the next one will be 2 weeks from now. We're going to be here. You can listen in if you're at work or if you're at school or if you're studying, doing anything.
It'd be interesting to see where people listen to us. Like, are they listening to us on the drive to work? Are they listening to us
exactly.
At work? Well, they probably shouldn't be listening to us at work. So if I was their boss, I probably wouldn't be. Well, it depends on the job, to be fair.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, for example, you as a detailer, you've got
true.
your AirPods in all the time.
Yeah,
you listen to
true.
music or a podcast. So
Yeah, so on every third episode, we want to try and get someone on.
yeah, or at least every month. So every 2 episodes. I'm sure.
That makes sense. I think that'll be easy, to be fair.
I'm sure we can find someone.
I've done a podcast with David Malin on the last one, the guy who's created all Olivia Malin watches, and I actually bumped into him in Tesco the other day, and he said he would love to do another one and maybe do like him and like someone else as well, like have 4 of us, because that'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
It just means getting an extra mic and like everyone bounce off each other. And Rob Spray is always asking to do another one. Like, he'd quite like to do one with someone else.
Yeah.
Like, so that'd be quite cool, but it just obviously means getting another mic. So I've got 3 mics. I'll have to get a 4. Well, I haven't got 3 mics because Felix has broke one of them.
Well, we're trying to set up a minute ago, and the third mic wasn't working. We only needed 2, but as it was set up, plugged it in, and we had no audio.
No audio.
So we've got 2 mics for now until Felix can fix the one.
But who was the last person to use the mics?
Felix.
the man that's really fussy about equipment. It's got to make sure, like, if I've ever used anything of his, it's got to come back all polished and that.
Yeah.
It's got to come back absolutely mint. Gives me back my podcast equipment. It's broke. How does that work? Stitch me right up. I was flapping before this podcast. I was thinking, if we ain't got a mic, I've got Reese to rush around after work.
Yeah.
We can't even film the bloody thing.
Well, that's right. We're both delayed a little bit. I went home, so actually, let's talk about it. I got a new camera.
Which is bang on, to be fair.
Yeah, so you're going to see it on over here. We're going to be switching back and forth between some of the angles and use that for social media. So talk about that actually quickly. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be linked in the description.
As well as your personal YouTube, TikTok, and
Instagram.
both
Both our personals are also going to be linked in the description. But we're thinking, what would you rather? Would you rather us post it all on the Cars and Cuppas, or would you rather us make a separate one and have it as like a shorts, clips channel, and basically just so it's not all tied into one place, so they're kind of separate?
Yeah, we just need to try and figure out the best way to do it. So sometimes think, right, it's like with all of the social media accounts that I've got, like I don't really post much on the detailer now anyway, but if I do, it'll be on my personal one. So I think, you know what, there's a lot more people on my personal one than what there is on the detailing one. I'll just share it all on there, then there's a bit more like volume of people. Whereas sometimes you filter it down a little bit. But we could see, can't we? I think it's about seeing what sort of clips we can create, seeing what traction they can get. If they do well, there's no harm in creating another.
Yeah, I think with TikTok it'd be good because then we're targeting the niche of people who like to watch podcast clips.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think YouTube would be good just to keep the Cars and Cuppas YouTube and just keep it as that.
Yeah.
Because then you can also post podcasts on there, any events, anything going on, that can all be posted on that. And the Instagram, I think it's kind of 50-50. Because
the Instagram as well, like I'm quite fussy with the feed.
That's what I mean. So you wouldn't want the feed.
But I don't just collaborate. Like, apologies to anyone that collaborates with us. But then now with Reels, to be fair, I do tend to collaborate with people, then just hide it from the profile grid. Yeah. Like after like a couple of days. It's only because like I like the feed to be like one edited post, one reel, and then one grid pose.
It looks clean.
And then it's clean. Whereas if like accepting all these random photos and random reels, which is sick because we appreciate it, but I can't accept everyone because otherwise the feed just looks a little bit.
Yeah, and then you've got 2,000 posts to scroll through.
Yeah.
But then it's also like our work page, Rap Capital. We've got just photos. All the reels are hidden from the front. It's just the photos. Then all of them are like the full raps in the light tunnel.
Yeah, because sometimes you forget like to go onto the reels. Like customers trying to show me. It was Corey at Hell actually. He was trying to show me a video that they'd done at Hell. And he went onto his main feed and he was like, man, I cannot find this reel anywhere. But obviously if you go into reels, it's in there. Obviously someone's just hid it.
I think the main traction of reels though is just people's like For You page or the Explore page. Not many people go onto your account to view it. They go to view the photos more. And I think most of your traction is from that.
Yeah, so we were saying the other day, like me and you were saying, it's an absolute nightmare at the minute trying to like figure out this algorithm.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Even if there is one like...
Yeah, so there is. So with the work page at the moment, we found just ASMR videos of rapping. They're getting 20,000 views just for literally just like no music, just
nothing.
Noise, literally nothing. And then
but you're spending hours doing these like fancy edits, which are sick,
and they get 500 views.
Get 500 views. Yeah. Like what?
Well, I think one of them did quite good actually. One of them got like 40,000 views. That one did quite well. What was that? That was the first one I did actually. The first one I did the best, and the rest have not done as good. But now I've got my new camera. The quality's going to level up.
Yeah,
I'm going to be posting
weird, isn't it?
a lot more like different stuff rather than just. I'm trying to keep more consistent.
Yeah, the views are just like you put up a video, you think, "Oh, this would do alright." This.
Yeah.
It's always the ones you think, nah, it doesn't.
The ones you think would do bad do good, and the ones you think would do good do bad.
Yeah, but hopefully we can figure out the algorithm and.
That's it. Copy what's working for other people and implement it.
Yeah, like I'd quite like. Who do you watch and follow on like TikTok? So I quite like Tommy.
Tommy, he's good.
He's sick.
I see a lot of his. He's got so many cars.
That's what, to be fair, I would like to create a TikTok like that. That'd be cool. Because like we're around it all. It's easy. Like the cars are so like accessible. Like it's almost easy to do.
He's just reviewing his cars, reviewing his problems. Like one of them was like, "Oh, I don't know how I'm going to fit my Revolto in here when I've got an SF90." And it's like everyone's got that problem, haven't they?
What a problem to have.
I've run out of parking spaces for my 11 cars.
But like everything's so accessible. Obviously, all the customers of Cars and Cuppas are people we know. Like you could easily just create videos like that. Like you look at like the last couple of weeks, like we've had all the Lambos out. The other weekend, well, you would come up to Dartmoor, didn't you? We had the Project 7, we had the Aston Martin and the E-Type, which was sick to be fair. Like stuff like that, and it's like so easy to create little videos out of that.
That's it.
It's good.
It's a shame I missed the Lambo one when you all went out. I was on holiday, so
yeah, you were literally on holiday. And every good thing, like everything that happened that week.
Yeah, I missed the main last busy event. That was the JDM versus German one. I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed everyone going out in the Lambos, going on the drive. I missed it, yeah.
Yeah, because on the Monday we went to Exmouth.
Yeah.
And you missed me drifting the Urus.
Yeah.
Which got absolutely battered with sand.
Yeah, I saw.
Mate, it was everywhere.
How was it to drift? Did it drift quite easily?
So first, basically, that wasn't the plan that night.
Yeah.
Like we didn't plan on going to Mexico to drift the Urus. And we went down there for some photos and someone had already done it. Like you could already see it. Someone had been up there like a couple hours before and done
inspired.
It. And Abbas was like, "Oh, maybe we should do it in the Urus." I said, "Yeah, that'd be cool, go do it." And he said, "No, I'm not doing it." He said, "Do you want to do it?" And at first I was a bit like, "Oh, this is pressure." There's like 20 of us there. I thought, if I drift this Urus and something happens, this is like game over. And then someone was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And I was like, "Nah, you ain't doing it."
No.
I'll do it. So I've jumped in, I put it into Strada, which is like, takes X amount of the traction off. I don't know how much it takes off, but it takes X amount off. But I'd done it and it wasn't quite like, you sort of was bounced off the limit a little bit. Like it hit to a point, it wouldn't let you go any more than that. So then there was like, I'll take the traction completely off and then it should be better, mate. Literally in it, took the traction completely off and just go, wow, wow, wow. I was like, this is sick. Then I had to stop because I thought, I'm just going to be doing this all night.
It looked quite good, like, they were smooth, good donuts.
And then I got out. And I thought, oh, this side don't look too bad. Walk down to the other side, mate. I've got it is caked. Like, and bear in mind, Abbas, I'd literally sorted out his wheel like a few days before to get painted because he'd curbed it like bad. Yeah. And literally, this fresh painted wheel was the only wheel to be absolutely saturated with sand.
And then you had to clean it.
And then, well, I had to run it up because we were like, not being funny, you can't drive around like this. It's how much weight is in sand. Do you know what I mean? There was all that sand in the arches. I was like, just quickly got up to it was Brendan's idea. Brendan was with us. He was like, go up to the petrol station, give it a pressure wash. And I thought I'd be there for 2 minutes. So I was there for about 20 minutes. I had to keep getting to roll forward, roll back. And I said, mate, not being funny. I said, you're going to have to leave this with me. I said, you're going to have to leave it with me because it's so sandy. I said, I just can't get it all out. So then he obviously dropped it to me and he said, look, I won't show you for the week. So when you clean it, if you want to film content, you can. So I've left the car parked up and I've gone to move it when I've filmed content. I've come back and there's still sand all over the floor.
The thing is, though, it's bringing it all up and it's sitting on the underside. And the thing is, if you don't get the sand off, it's more likely to cause
Mate,
rust
can we just
and
talk about
problems.
carpet wheel arches a minute? Like the sand was all in the carpet wheel. Like, they're just an absolute headache.
No, I don't know. I don't clean my arches.
Do you know?
I don't.
To be fair, BMWs, I think the fronts are plastic and the backs are probably carpet. But you probably don't see it because you lowered yours, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, have you not?
No, it's just got spaces on it. So I put 20 mil on the rear, which is a bit too much.
It's
and
keen.
And 15 on the front. I should have put 15 all round, but someone told me to put 20s and I went for it.
What else? So obviously going back to the car then, you've done a little bit to it. Obviously, we got onto the wrap.
Yeah.
You just said you've done the spacers.
Yeah, so that's kind of about it, really. It's got gloss black, a little lip spoiler on the back. It's got a front lip. It's got side skirts. It's got aftermarket wheels.
Yeah.
I think they're just like BMW. I don't know what model they are.
Have you done your brakes?
I've not changed them yet,
You've
actually.
still not changed
I've got the brakes. I've just not changed them. So when we went to the Nürburgring,
Which is sick, by the way.
it was an awesome trip. We can talk about that later on.
Yeah.
But I went down my first lap. We got maybe 5 minutes in, and my brakes started wobbling like mad.
I was in the car.
Talasi was with me, and we were going down the straight, the long where it curves around, goes down a big straight, probably about 120, 130 miles an hour. You said...
I think I said to you, didn't I?
You said, I hope your brakes are good. I went, I hope so too. I put the brakes on, I went, they don't feel so good.
It was just good.
Yeah, it was bad, but we found out what it was. The brake pads had pitted and the discs were warped. So when the brake pad was pushing on the disc, it was like vibrating slightly.
How long did it take you to find out what it was? Because you had all morning.
So we went around to 3 different places. Went down to, I think it was 24/7 Performance. There was no one there. So it's not very 24/7. We went to another place and they were really helpful, but they wanted £900 for brake discs and pads, whereas I bought some online for 300 quid. So I was like, no, not doing that. And then they sent us to someone who could maybe fix it temporary, but the guy wasn't there.
Yeah.
But you ended up meeting Peter later on because
No, I didn't. Felix
did.
So another thing Felix broke, and Felix always breaking stuff.
Felix broke his charge pipe. So a lot of people know on the N55s the charge pipe's very common to break because they're made out of plastic. And what happens, Felix's?
Well, basically, so first of all, what Felix's problem is, he spent all of his money in how the car looked. No, to be fair,
on a Chinese bonnet.
Yeah, on a Chinese bonnet. To be fair, he hasn't spent it all on how it looks because he's done the brake setup, he's done the cage, like he's chucked on big money to make it track spec. But the one thing that he said he was going to do that he never done was this charge pipe because he spent his money on the Chinese bonnet and the M2 comp bumper.
He needs to do the engine stuff to it.
Yeah,
because he said
he was like, I knew that was going to break because that's literally the one thing. Like even Aaron, who joined us on the trip, like he wasn't into the track stuff before then, but he said literally as soon as I got that car, that's the first thing I'd done.
Yeah,
it's like when you buy, them M4s. Everyone gets the crank hub or something.
Yeah,
like
the crank hub.
Like everyone who buys an M4, they go, let's get that done,
or buy one that's been done. Yeah.
So and Felix knew that, but he just
ignored it.
And do you know what? Now, obviously, when Peter fixed it with the stock one, he's still got a stock one on there.
He's not changed
it.
Well, how long's it been now? 2 months. We went in August. Yeah, and he's still not changed it.
Yeah, so he was doing a few laps, wasn't he? I think actually, to be fair, I don't think he'd done too many, and then it cracked.
It was the day before our second last day, and then he was rushing to get it sorted because the last day we had a full day of track.
Because he had bought a card, didn't he? He'd bought like a hell card that you could use as much as... It's basically like a...
unlimited pass, a season pass, so he could keep going on, but then he didn't manage to get the laps in.
He got like 4 laps out of it.
And the problem is, the first day we got there, the traffic was really bad. The second day... What was wrong the second?
I think there was
loads of accidents.
There was a track day on during the day.
Yeah, that was it.
And then it was only open between 5 and 7 in the evening because we must have got there on the Thursday. And then the Friday, I think they had a track day.
Yeah.
Which he was going to book onto. And
that was shut for the whole day then, wasn't it? And it was the next day. Only open,
because that weekend they had the old timers on, didn't they? Because Felix was going to book on to the track day. Do you remember him and Ollie were like...
It was like £900.
Yeah, we'll
ridiculous.
go after whatever. Imagine if he did, and then
been
the charge pipe,
Especially after we spent, £200-300 for that card as well.
But the cool thing was, right, me and Felix just like milling around, we were trying to get this charge pipe thing sorted, we was going around everywhere. like all these different places. I was even driving around these little back streets, and the thing is, when you go to the Nürburgring, you could go around a little back street, mate, and you'll just find like hidden gems everywhere. Like we walked up at this showroom, which was like sort of tucked around the back, and it was basically just showroom full of like brand new Porsches. And I'm pretty sure there's a couple of McLarens in there. I was like, what the hell is this place? And they just hire the cars out, and it was mint. And then we went to another place. And it was like Misha's, something to do with Misha, this new Vulcan product.
Yeah.
And he was just in there, like, just wafting around. We were just like, this is mad. We were like, we've got to go back and get a photo with him.
Did you get a photo?
No, because for some reason we went back, and I think he was like doing something with his missus, and I thought, you know what, that's not the time to be asking someone for the photo. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, you got a bit of privacy.
And Felix was, you know what the funniest thing about that trip was? So we'd done a Honda experience.
Yeah.
So Felix was still upset that his car was broke. We'd done this Honda experience, which was quite cool. Like, you're just out in the car for a lap, and Felix is gassed in his Honda thing. He's like laughing in the back of the car, blah blah. He gets out, he's all happy in that, and you could see the realization that he can't lap. You know, he's come out the car and he's like, oh, like I can't.
I've had the same feeling.
And he sat there on the rock, and I thought he is like nearly in tears, because he's realised that he can't go out and do it.
I know. I mean, I had the same feeling.
And then he went. He luckily managed to sort out that Peter guy, didn't he? And basically, Peter guy said his car's a bag of shit.
Yeah. I wish Peter sorted mine out.
Yeah. But then you couldn't do any laps, could you? You did go out with Felix in the end.
I got that one lap in the beginning, but it was taken gentle for.
Would you do another? Because I'm thinking of planning another Nürburgring trip next year.
Yeah.
And I might, to be fair, I might plan two. I might plan one for May and one for like August, and then whoever wants, there's a choice then.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely be down for going. I think I'd like to go probably more towards August. But definitely not on an old timers weekend. I want one that's kind of got this track open. Time. I think some of the people we went with liked just kind of go to the area.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just straight into the track.
Yeah.
Obviously, Felix wanted to go on the track the whole time.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, because when me and Felix booked this trip, we were like, people are gonna more like what's going on around rather than the track stuff. But it actually ended up like, look at Aaron and that. They ended up more liking the track stuff than what they did all the other stuff. Because we thought let's pick a weekend where you can mix it up, where you can like do a little bit of like looking around, a little bit of all of this sort of stuff like the karting and all of that, and then as well as the track stuff. But like everyone ended up just
the go-kart was really cool actually.
Yeah,
there's electric go-karts, which you think at first electric's not going to be that good, is it? But they're quite rapid.
Mate, they were sick. I was buzzing with that. I was just literally sending around the whole time.
We were flying around some of the tracks, and I think you come first. I come second.
Yeah, and then Dan, to be fair, Dan Webb, the little
Dan
dark horse.
third. Yeah.
Like, I did not expect that, because like without outing Dan out here, right, we went to a Cars and Cuppas karting night at Racewell, and from what I remember, mate, he wasn't very good. I'm sure he wasn't very good. But maybe he was, and I just wasn't paying attention. But I'm pretty sure when we was doing karting, I thought, well, Dan's out of the question because he wasn't very good at racing. But he ended up coming third.
He did a good job. I mean, you thought Felix would have been the best. He was most track time though.
He's Felix and to be fair, he's getting better at Race World.
Yeah.
But the problem is with me, right? I've just got no fear with stuff. I'll just go, right, let's just send it and hope for the best. There's no like racing lines. I'll just go. Let's go.
Yeah.
As long as I can win, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we went down to Racewell recently actually with work. So Sam, he passed his driving test. So Corey booked us for all to go down to Race World. We got down there and his go-kart had an L plate on it.
I love that.
And he ended up coming third out of the lot of us. Corey come first, I come second.
Yeah,
he come third, and Brandon come last.
Yeah, imagine Corey's a bit of a sender, to be fair.
He is, he's fast.
Yeah.
He beat us all by about a second. I think he was.
That's decent, mate.
I think he was like 27.9.
I do love Race World, to be fair. It's on my doorstep.
It's good, but you got to get it on deals.
Yeah,
otherwise it's expensive.
Yeah. There's another one opened up. Well, I say opened up. It's always been up there, but it's just gone under new sort of ownership. It's Dunk as well.
I really want to go. I've not been.
And it's spenny, mate.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's outdoor track. I think it is quite a good track. It used to be owned by Nigel Mansell, didn't it?
They do a lot of like championships there.
Yeah.
I think, like go-kart.
I would like to try an outdoor track, and I'd like to try it when it's wet. It'd be chaos.
Yeah, that'd be funny. It'd just be funny though, wouldn't it? Because you could just enjoy
drift
it.
around and all that sort of stuff. And I reckon they wouldn't take it too serious either.
No,
do you know what I mean? Like, if you started drifting that race world or whatever, they're going to call you up on it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I imagine they've got to stick to strict rules.
Yeah.
But I think
speaking of race world, we're doing and I'm trying to figure out how it's working. I think I've seen Rap Capital's name on there. They've got like a business league next year.
Yeah.
So all the businesses get together and they do like a year-long like championship. I'm pretty sure I've seen Rap Capital's name on it. I've signed up to Cars and Cuppas. It's basically like I think there's 100 businesses signed up to it, and every 4 weeks you do this big like endurance, and you basically battle out between all the businesses and stuff. So I'm going to try and get one. Well, I've got one sort of penciled in for Cars and Cuppas, and I'm just going to mix the teams up a little bit, and hopefully it might end up racing you, lad.
I'm sure that'd be quite good.
That'd be quite
good fun. Yeah.
But we got Hayden on our team, haven't we?
We got Corey. He's
yeah,
fast.
true. But Hayden's like, he's been doing it since he was a
does
kid.
go karting, yeah.
They've started up a little YouTube channel. Do you know that?
I've seen that actually. I've not looked at their YouTube yet. I just saw the
I don't know if
Instagram
it's YouTube.
post.
Yeah, mate, you should go on their TikTok.
Is it?
Mate, they chucked that video up on TikTok, and TikTok was just all over it, mate. The comment. They've done well out of the views and comments, to be fair. But yeah, they've had some stick for it, I think.
Oh, okay.
But there's just people being people, innit?
But the thing is,
you've got to start somewhere. Do you know what I
there's
mean?
always haters on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's like we post stuff on like the Rap Capital page on TikTok, and you always get someone who's going to comment like, "Oh, I wouldn't do it like that." Or...
But I think if they like sort of used it in their favour, because people are basically like rinsing them in the comments, which is like everyone starts somewhere. Like you've got to start somewhere in life, and these two young lads, obviously they're not like I don't know what their situation is, but they ain't got like a limited pot of money. Do you know what I mean? Just start creating like sick videos and stuff like that. So yeah, they've put this thing up, but they've had really good views from it. Like they've had so many comments, but so many people have shared it.
That's the thing,
and that's what they've got to utilise that.
Hate will push you out.
Yeah,
because the more people who hate you, is the more people.
Because I think of saying like, chuck them the Urus, not give it to them to use, but chuck them a video and just do a video around it.
Yeah,
and they can start doing stuff like that. And I think over time, mate, I reckon it'll pick up for them.
Talking about some videos actually. So when I used to work at BMW, I set up a YouTube for the BMW.
I remember
it did really well. They should be like using it more. But I think I got 5 or 6 videos and they got 10,000 views on YouTube. Like they was blowing up.
Videos are short.
Videos, full long videos, and they never took advantage of it. But it just shows how much social media can change things.
Mate, I think if you're not on social media these days,
like their Facebook gets like 6 or 7 likes.
Yeah, I think if you're not utilising social media, you're sort of just gonna get left in the past.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's the problem. It's just evolving.
With Cars and Cuppas, like I don't necessarily like being on video all the time. Do you know what I mean? That's like I do it because I know that it's going to benefit the businesses. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I had it my way, like me as a person, I'm quite reserved. I like to keep myself to myself. But I do it because I know it's going to benefit the business, and I think that's what all businesses should be like. If you think it's going to benefit your business, just do it.
It needs to be more like a personal community, because trying to just like build something without no connection is
exactly
hard.
You can't just like run a car event and just put photos of cars up. It needs to be getting the people involved and stuff like that. It's like you like Rap Capital doing them funny little videos of like you all together, like that video of you like all together huddled around, like stuff like that, like
it just shows that it's not always serious.
Yeah, exactly.
We have fun
like
at work.
Corporate business would look at that and go, "We're not doing that."
Yeah.
But like you're doing it and it's class, mate. I've watched it so many times.
That's the thing is, people watch it and they go, "Wow!" Like they enjoy what they're doing, and they're more likely to come to us because they know we actually have passion for it.
Yeah, I think you've got to be all over it with social media. You're going to try and do a little bit more for people, aren't you, social media wise?
Yes, that's what I plan at the moment. So now I've bought my new camera.
Yeah.
Plan is, I've got a light tunnel available. So if anyone needs any photos or videos, if it's for business, personal.
A light tunnel. Go on, explain to me what that is.
Yeah, so down at Rap Capital.
Oh, you mean there? I thought you meant like, I thought, what's going on there?
We call it our light tunnel, light room. It's basically just a massive big box with lights.
It's sick.
Surprisingly enough.
I took some photos of the Urus in there. It's class.
Yeah, it's a great place for some photos. But if you need anything, just hit me up. Instagram's Reese Payne. It's all tags in the description below.
Yeah, so what sort of stuff do you just want to work with automotive businesses?
Yeah, it's anyone really. So I've started, so recently I did a thing for Milltop Detailing.
Yeah.
I did a video for them. I got them some photos as well, which they're going to be using.
They got Stiana Gloss where you're using some of their products.
Yeah, exactly. Sienna Gloss. They're actually really good.
Yeah, it's good.
I was a bit sceptical when I bought it, but then I tried the Forced and it does a massive job. It makes your life so much easier.
Sick.
And the wheel cleaner's pretty good. I do find, it does say it's really good with a contact-free wash, but I find on the wheels, if you just spray it, it doesn't really get rid of it all. Yeah. You do have to give it a contact wash.
Depends how long you're using in between washing and that as well, doesn't it? Depends how many, do you know what I mean?
Depends how dirty it is.
Yeah, exactly.
How long it's been caked on there
If you've just done 10,000 miles in a month or whatever, do you know what I mean? You're going to need to do a little bit more to it.
I feel like it. London's like a 500-mile round trip.
You must have put some miles on that car to be fair.
I've put 8,500 miles since I bought it.
Taylor doesn't drive yet, no?
No, Taylor doesn't drive. She's saving up at the moment to start driving. She wants to do an intensive course.
Just have a little session in your car. I seen the other week.
Yeah, I let her drive around in a private car park. And
was that Mexico as well?
It was a bit scary. No, it was a private car park. It was a bit scary because she sometimes doesn't know. She kind of will just let go of everything. I'm like, no, don't let go.
It's where she gets in it, sticks it in Sport Plus or whatever.
Just puts her
takes
foot
the
down.
DSC off of that.
I let her drive the MX-5 once actually. That was horrendous. She she just went. She lifted the clutch up slowly. It started going forwards, and then she just went, "I don't want to do it anymore." I went, "Put the clutch in, brake." She said, "I don't want to do it." I said, "Brake." That was scary.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, no, you can get back in the passenger seat now."
Stuff like that.
But I think she will learn to drive. She just wants to take it, do an intensive course, and get it out of the way. Because otherwise, doing lessons and you're waiting for the next one, you're like, "Oh, I don't really want to do it."
Mate, like, I think going from not driving to driving now is just a game changer. Like, I think
there's so much freedom.
just get it done as soon as you can, and even if you don't necessarily use it straight away, like, it's just nice to have a license. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Talk about license. So when we were
at
So when we were at Tolly's farm, right, we went into, they had like a bar there. They wanted to get a drink. They check your ID when we go in. We went in, got a drink, come back out, went around some of the things, went back in the second time, and the bouncer told us our IDs were fake. And I went, "What do you mean they're fake?" And he went, "The writing on the back's different." I went, "What do you mean? This is a real ID." And then he was like, "No, can't have it. You're not coming in."
Is it because they're new?
I don't know. Mine's not even new. I've had it for 3 years. And he looked at Taylor's and he went, "This is the wrong colour." Taylor went, "What do you mean? It's a provisional. It's not a driving licence." And he was like, "No, they're meant to be slightly more green." And she was like, "What?"
I reckon it's because they changed them in the last couple of years. But even so, if he should have had a new licence given him.
Maybe just didn't like us. I don't know.
Speaking of like that, like identity and stuff, when we went to the Nürburgring, I told you when we was on the Eurotunnel after, like, my passport wasn't in date.
Well, it wasn't in date. You only had like a couple of weeks left.
So basically, like, I didn't even know this because I don't really travel that much, and it's only because Felix was having a look at my passport. He said, "Mate, you do realise," Ben must have like a week before we were supposed to go, he said, "You do realise your passport is expired?" I said, "No, because it's September." He said, "No, if you're travelling to Europe, it needs to be within 6 months." And I didn't think anything of it. I thought, well, it's September, I didn't care. It just went over my head. And then, like, we were leaving on like the Wednesday night, weren't we? And he'd sent me a message on the Monday. And Felix does really laid back. He doesn't really get worried about stuff. He's like, "Mate, I'm worried about your passport." And I seen the text and I thought, shit, if he's worried about it, I should definitely be worried about it. Do you know what I mean? Because he doesn't get worried.
When they checked your passport, did they say anything?
No, so, like, I was sort of contemplating a couple of days before, do I go up to Cardiff and get a new passport? But I just couldn't be asked, mate. I thought, you know what? If there's one thing I'd do best is winging things. I'll just head up to the Eurotunnel, which is like, 4.5 hours away from here?
Yeah.
And I'll just wing it. And Felix was just like, "Mate, this is just going to be sketchy. If you don't get through, it's game over." And in the morning, we've all got together, haven't we? And I'm thinking, if I let these boys down, it's going to look well bad because I've organised this
See you
trip.
later. I'm still going.
And then, luckily, mate, got up there and they didn't check it. They just literally looked at it, and I think they got distracted, like, looking at other passports, and they just sent me on my way.
Well, when we were going through the passport
"Bang
control,
on."
did you hear the guy or the woman who was that shouted saying that she really likes my car? It's like
Yeah.
a security thing.
There's a guy as well that was looking at your air freshener as well.
Yeah,
He's
he
got, like,
was.
your air freshener.
If you don't know, my air freshener says Pussy Wagon and
And it's been like that for months.
I've had it since the MX-5.
Literally.
Taylor got it for me for Christmas.
Going on to, like, the whole, like, travelling to Europe, mate, it's such a breeze, isn't it?
It's quite easy. That's the
It is
first time
quite
I've ever
easy.
travelled to Europe. I've never driven abroad. My family haven't.
Yeah, it's like, it's mad that you can literally drive 4 hours from there, you could be at the Eurotunnel, and then within half hour,
You're there.
obviously, of once you're on the train, you're in France.
That's like a completely different driving experience. The roads are so much nicer.
Yeah, oh mate, the roads are
The roads are
unreal.
horrendous here.
Oh, they are unreal. And the other good thing is, now, because we left the EU, if you do get caught speeding in Europe... You
Not
don't-
that anyone was
No, definitely not. You won't actually get in trouble for it.
Well, so yeah, DVLA can't
Because
give
you
out your
boys never did
details.
on the way back, because I heard some stories.
No. It was like a 5-hour journey and we got there like 4 hours. or
Yeah.
something.
Well, no, it was a 5-hour journey back. It was going to be probably 8 hours for you
But we got
because
stuck in the
because of the stuck in
traffic.
traffic, but you still managed to do it in 5.
But your maps told you to go a different way and we all went
I
a
was
different
I was sailing on.
You were
mate.
gone.
I was looking at the WhatsApp group, and I was thinking, oh, I'm glad I'm not on that route.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just want to get home.
Well, we had no aircon, me and Dan. We were
Yeah,
sat in
poor boys.
34 degrees, no aircon.
Yeah, because I'd realised this, obviously, I'd realised this on the lap. So we'd gone to go out on the lap, and I was thinking, jeez, it's
Blowing out hot
roasting it. Let's get this aircon. And then you're just like, nah, this is all I've got. And I was thinking, you and Dan have driven this whole way. Ben, it was absolutely roasting that weekend. You had no aircon whatsoever.
The way back was worse. It was a lot worse. Yeah.
Oh, it was because it was slow.
It was muggy, it was slow, and it was hotter as well. It was like 28 degrees on the way there and 34, 35 on the way back. It was horrible.
But I remember saying to Dan after, and I was like, mate, how have you coped?
It was dripping. It was bad.
Then poor seats. I bet Miltop done the interior.
Yeah, I gave it interior wipe. Everything's all clean now.
Probably needed a bit more than that.
Well, it's quite. I need to change my steering wheel because it's kind of faded.
Have you got Alcantara?
No, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get.
To Radek.
No, so I'm gonna get online to do like Alcantara kits where you sub it on yourself.
Yeah, mate,
I'm gonna do that.
Fuming.
It's a good video as well.
Yeah.
And for the sake of, you can get it for 30 quid.
I'd like to see what he says about that.
Well, we'll soon see. I'm sure it'll look good.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. He going on to Radek, so obviously he owns Control Customs steering wheels, which are linked with Rat Capital a bit, aren't they?
Yeah,
he's done the steering wheel in the 140, mate. And to be fair, it was bang on. And he was showing me around some of the steering wheels that they do. Mate, it's incredible. Like the craftsmanship that goes into some of these steering wheels is absolutely phenomenal. Like the carbon, the Alcantara, all the forged carbon that they can do, put the lights and stuff like that in. I mean, he's got a good little business there, to be fair. He's done alright out of that.
I've seen it on loads of different cars. I mean, they do look cool, the carbon wheels and like the F1 lights.
Mate, I love it.
It's just expensive though, it's a problem.
I think it's a couple of grand in it. By the time you do
I
like
think
a
they're
proper
like 700-800 quid.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think they're around
That's
that.
not too bad then.
It's not bad, but then considering I can
What's that basing on? What's 700 quid? Does that get you the LCD screen?
That's like the whole wheel.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I don't think it's bad, but like I can do it for 30 quid. It's a video as well.
I wonder if he would get into like selling kits. As in, like, you know, you buying this Alcantara kit.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Surely that's a good little spin-off.
Yeah, exactly. Because people who don't want to spend that much money, there's an alternative.
Yeah. We'll have to get Radek on.
Yeah. Then we can learn more about the business and how it works.
Because I've actually got a video that I've got to put up with him on Cars and Cuppas over the next couple of days. He's actually sent me some clips of some steering wheels. And I peer pressured him at the last Cars and Cuppas meet. Because it was the German versus JDM, like the last Sunday one. And he was there, he brought a few of his boys down. Well, he said to me, he said, bring 5 cars down. I thought, sound, that's perfect. Sort you a nice little... Mate, he bought about 20 cars. I thought, what am I supposed to do with all these?
Yeah, I saw the RS6s as well.
Yeah, sick collection of cars. And we've done a little video. So he was a bit worried at first because he was like, no one's going to be able to understand like what I said. And I said, no, it's perfect. Like the video ends up being perfect. I reckon he'd be a perfect person to get on.
Yeah.
He's quite chatty. Obviously, he's been in the game for a little while. And he's got a good story. Like their steering wheels didn't start off... Like I think he started off just making like sofas and chairs and stuff like that. It was something to do with his family, like fabricating. And obviously now it's led on to him doing these steering wheels, and the steering wheels going to whoever, wherever. Like it's pretty incredible to see the progress.
Yeah.
So I think someone like that would be mega to have on.
It'd be awesome just to know everything he's gone through from start to finish.
Yeah. It's where he tells us like it cost him like a £5 to make a steering wheel. He's selling for like 800 quid or so.
Well, it's all labour though, isn't it? Like same with the wrapping.
Time. Yeah.
Material's probably a quarter of the cost, and the rest of it's your time and your labour.
People don't realise that though, do they? With like
people
just
with wrapping, a lot of people go, well, like an average wrap price probably looking between 2 to 3, depending on the car, how big it is.
Yeah.
Like if you've got a 4x4 truck, you're looking closer to 3. If you've got a little 1 series, you're looking closer to 2. And people think like, oh, that's so much money, but you're spending a good £600 on the vinyl.
Yeah, mate, it's the overheads in general, isn't
You're
it?
then spending 20-30 hours wrapping the vehicle. You've got to clean the vehicle as well. Afterwards, we take photos of the vehicles. We make sure they're all clean.
And the thing is as well, like your industry, you're using heat guns all the time. Like I imagine a heat gun is not even cheap to
It's not cheap to run.
Because you're running that all day.
And you can't do it outside. You got to have a unit. You got to have somewhere it's indoors to do it. That's clean as well. You got to have all the cleaning materials, knifeless tape, your blades.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then obviously you've got a couple of people on that car.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean? That could be 2.
We've usually got 2 or 3 people on it. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't realise that sort of stuff, do they?
No, people just expect, why can't you just do it for £1,000?
You're doing PPF now, right, as well? Because that'd be a good thing to plug, actually. Because there might be some people watching this because everyone always asks us about PPF, like who does it and stuff, and no one really knows, but it's good to know that you guys actually do PPF.
So we do PPF, paint protection film. We use Steck. We have used other brands before, but we find Steck's kind of the best at doing it in bulk. So we don't do cutouts. We get it all on a big roll and we cut it out and do it panel by panel, because then we can ensure we get it around all the corners and it's a perfect finish, to the point where sometimes you can't tell it's PPF'd. If you look at some jobs, sometimes they're like the corners are a bit like curved and
I've
cut
seen
out.
it on loads of jobs.
They're usually cutouts. And the problem with cutouts as well is you've got to apply it in the same way the person who made the template. Otherwise, it's just not going to go down smoothly.
Yeah.
So overall, it's easier to install once you learn how to do it, and it just gives a better finish.
Yeah, I think it's good for people to know that you guys do PPF, because to be fair, you don't really advertise it, do you?
No, we don't get loads of PPF in because at the moment we're working on basically like a wet room at the end, so we can do all our PPF in a booth.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're
Keep
just
all the
doing it
dust
in the
out
light
and all that
tunnel.
sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And all the water flushed out to the corner because it's all wet applied.
Yeah.
But PPF, what lasts 5 years, the one that we use. You can get 10 years options. Basically protects anything light scratches. So sometimes we've seen people have had like a car hit them on the way out of like a parking and pull the PPF off. Paint's fine,
Boom,
no
it's
problems. It's good for new vehicles. Just protects the paintwork. Red cars as well, protects it from fading. Carbon protects it from fading as well as lack appeal.
A lot of the PPF has like the hydrophobic coating now anyway, don't it? So you don't
Exactly.
have the ceramic coating.
So it's no ceramic coating, it's easier to clean, easier to maintain, and also stone chips, good for track cars as well.
Yeah.
Because if you look at any track cars, they're covered in stone chips. They need
Have you
a full...
seen Felix's PPF?
I've seen Felix's PPF job. It does the
Is
job.
that Rapcar what was
It
standard on that house?
Not
Don't think it
standard,
is.
but it does the work, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It does its purpose.
I don't know what sort of film he's used on it. It's probably just cling film, to be fair.
Probably just something off eBay.
Yeah, literally.
He just searched in PPF on eBay.
It cost him £10 or something like that. But like I said, it does the job.
Well, talking about £10, what's Victri? Let's talk about the competition site. What's going on with it? It's been a long process.
Christ. Do you know what? I was saying to Felix the other day, I'm beginning to wish I did start driving road. Do you know what I mean? I wish I did start a food delivery business, because that probably would have taken off.
They would have been started at least.
Yeah, literally. So, mate, I feel like I'm going grey with Victri. I think that's why this year's gone so quick. Because we had this idea in end of December last year. Like me, Felix and Josh got together end of December, beginning of January. And we're still no further... Well, I say we're still no further forward. That's a lie, because there's so much that's happened in the background. It just feels like sometimes we're just not moving any further forward.
You're waiting for that first big step where the website's launched and you're ready to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, basically what's happened, obviously, for those that don't know, we're supposed to be starting a competition company, which actually today, to be fair, Reece, we have had some good news.
Have we?
And by the time this video goes out, I'm not saying it just in case, but hopefully
Hopefully it'll be up.
the website will be launched. But yeah, basically, beginning of the year, we had this idea of starting this competition company. We was hoping to launch it by like April, but because there's so many like competition companies are unregulated, right? So there's certain gambling things that you don't need, but because it is technically gambling, there's so many rules and regs. As in, like, you've got to do this, and then you can't get banks and all this sort of stuff. And basically, we've been back and forth, had hurdle after hurdle, but we're finally getting through it. And very, very soon, we'll have a competition site that's launched. We'll have cars on there, we'll have cash on there, we'll have tech on there, and we'll have all sorts of different bundles on there that people can buy tickets for and finally win cars. I just think what our problem was, because we thought that the website's going to be launched at a certain point, we soft launched way too early.
Yeah, definitely.
We soft launched 2 months too early.
Well, it's 3 months ago now, isn't it, really? It was
Yeah,
July.
like we ideally wanted a soft launch like between 4 to 6 weeks up, run a soft launch.
Yeah.
And like I said, that should have probably happened like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then like launching now, but it just didn't work out. So, but then the thing is, like I'm happily put my hands up and say, "It is what it is." Do you know what I mean? Like,
unfortunately, things happen.
Yeah, do you know, that's business. Unfortunately, things don't work out, and there's no point getting too upset about it. We're cracking on every day. We're literally pushing on with it, and we're cracking on. If people ask, I said to the boys the other day, the only annoying thing is because I'm quite public facing. Everyone always says to me, "What's going on?" And you almost look like a bit of an idiot.
Yeah.
But do you know what? We look like idiots, and that is what it is. And I said to Felix the other day, "Let's just create some content. Let's just take the mick out of ourselves." Do you know what I mean?
I saw you climbing out the boot. I saw that.
Yeah. But I thought, let's just take the mick out of ourselves for being so behind. Do you know what I mean? Let's just create some random videos.
But
If you don't make light out of it, do you know what I mean?
Exactly. All you're doing is just putting yourself in a worse position.
Like we've been around to all these car shows. I went to Supercar Fest, Castle Groom, and that, and it was just too premature. Far too premature. But what we've got is sick. What we've got coming up is going to be sick. And mate, I think we're all just buzzing to get it launched now. Like,
I can't wait.
Mate, I cannot wait, because obviously you'll be helping us with some of the lives and that, which would be sick. So we just need to get over this final hurdle, mate. It'll be launched, and then we can.
The ball will start rolling.
Thing is, we think now, right? We think, once the website launches, we can relax.
No. That's where the fun starts.
Yeah, that's literally where it all starts. Like Josh said something the other week about like once it launches, we can sort of like, just chill type thing. Nah, there'll be no chilling. But then we've got this, almost like this burden off of our shoulder. And then I think we're all a little bit like, not deflated, but all a little bit so caught up in stress with everything that's been going on. Whereas now, once we pull through this, it'll be the stuff that we're all good at. Do you know what I mean? Like I can focus on the content, Felix can focus on filming the content, and then Josh can obviously just figure out all of the tech sort of side of it and the website side of it. So now we can, because all of the stuff that's been happening over the last few months, it's not really our field. Do you know what I mean? So we're taking on different roles and responsibilities that there's nothing to do with us type thing. We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's creating stress because we don't know. Like we're trying to figure
You're
it out.
learning on the go.
Yeah. Whereas now, once the website launch, we can just focus on our own things, which will be perfect. And we can get it live and, like I say, start launching with the cars.
No, I look forward to seeing everything. I look forward to seeing all the cars on there, and I look forward to
the website looks
getting more
good
involved.
as well. But you can't obviously buy any tickets.
I know. But that's
So,
fine. I can promote it, and
exactly.
I'm sure someone else I know can buy tickets.
For you.
Well, no, not for me, of course.
We've had so many people like say, so basically the rules are with people buying tickets, as we know, anyone can buy a ticket. It's just like people in my household can't, like my direct family can't buy tickets. That's just the way it is. It's just the rules. Because like if I don't know, my brother won it, it's gonna look a bit sticky.
It looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it?
Do you know what I mean? Exactly. So like obviously you're doing a little bit with Victri, so we can't have you buying tickets.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
What a shame. No chance.
But like anyone
of
in Cars and Cuppas, fill your boots. Go and buy as many tickets as you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Once it's launched, go and buy as many as you can.
What sort of like packages are we going to look for? Are we looking for £100 cash, £500
So basically,
cash, 99p?
I think what we're going to do, right, and we're just trying to figure out at the minute, we were going to launch for the first 4 weeks with the 140 and stuff, and we were like, do we just ease people into it first, as in like just do some tech bundles, some cash bundles, and some sort of other bundles, maybe some tools and stuff. And what I said, what would be quite cool, just for like, once the website's launched, some quick, easy competitions to chuck up, is like a little content creator pack.
Yeah.
So like an Osmo, a 360, a GoPro as a starter pack. And then like over time we'll work off of that. Then we'll do like a vlogging camera, a 360, this, that.
Yeah.
And then over time we'll do the software and do like a whole bundles.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You can do
bundle.
like Sahana Gloss, maybe do a collaboration, a detailing package.
Exactly. So start off with this stuff. We've got a sick tech bundle. So I'll tell you the tech bundle. Just because by the time this video goes live, it hopefully would be up anyway. It's like a TV, Xbox or PS5, the gaming setup, like not the proper full gaming setup, as in like the steering wheel and stuff, like the Logitech and stuff like that. So that would be a tech bundle with like AirPods and stuff like that. And then I believe there'll be a free. We're trying to figure it out at the minute where it's gonna be £500 or £1,000 cash draw, so it's completely free.
Oh, okay.
So literally, what you got to do is you can only get one ticket though, I believe.
Just got to sign up and you can win it for free.
Yeah, it's just £1,000.
Free money. You can't say no to free money, can you?
Well, yeah.
Some people would.
Every time I think of a £3,000 draw, I think of someone else. Yeah. But I can't say it.
You can't say it.
£1,000.
We all know who we're thinking of.
So, but to be fair, that's why we might have to do £500 because I think I'll end up getting myself in trouble by saying something.
499.
By saying something I shouldn't about £1,000 cash draws. But that'll be one. And then I was thinking of doing like a tool bundle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Halford's advanced toolbox.
Yeah,
they're quite good.
Literally like a jack, a couple of stands, a torque wrench, just to get just to try and figure out what people want and then work off of it. Because I think the problem is if we chuck the 140 up straight away, you sort of got to go bigger from then.
Yeah.
Whereas if we can start off small and work up bigger than that, the 140 is still getting raffled, but it's just figuring out exactly when. We need a good timeline. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. See what people want.
The problem is now, people were hyped for Victri. They've lost interest a little bit because of everything's been slow. So we need to pick that back up. And we can't just pick that back up by chucking a car on there. We need to pick that back up by doing different things for different people. And once we've got that and got that customer base, then we can start doing the 140 and that. But that could change, mate, because everything changes all the time. So we might end up sticking the 140 up on there straight away and then a couple of little bits off of it.
And it might not even be uploaded. The website might not be up. Who knows?
Mate, don't.
There's always a chance.
I've been on the phone, literally, we had something approved this afternoon and I rang Felix about 5 times, he wasn't answering. Josh was on holiday, I'm ringing him up, just telling him everything's been approved. And so luckily today, hopefully today, after today, everything's sorted out.
Hopefully.
So
fingers crossed.
We'll see. But whilst we're getting onto a time now, we're nearly an hour, I think. So I've put up something on Cars and Cuppas about just getting people to ask some questions. I don't know how many questions there are on there.
But we'll soon
but I
find
think
out.
We'll check.
I think what we're going to do is maybe let us know in the description what you'd like to see. But every episode, we want to do something. Whether that's you lot putting questions in for us to answer.
Do like roast a ride.
Yeah, roast your ride or anything like that. What you want to see, let us know down below. Whether this is on TikTok or on YouTube, and we will answer it.
Mate, we had quite a few questions, to be fair.
What have we got?
So, let's have a look. So, what's the rarest car we've had at a meet?
That 812 Competition, that's quite rare.
We've had 2, mate.
What, the yellow, like the
We've
big...
had Lewis's and
Oh, okay.
Paul's.
No, it's true.
But then they are rare, but
They are
obviously
very
not Cars
rare.
and Cuppas, mate.
No.
So, we're
Project 7,
right.
that's quite rare.
To be fair, Project 7, yeah, because you don't actually see many of them around.
You see normal F-types, but...
Yeah, that's probably that. Well, there was 2. Again, we've had 2 of them at Cars Cuppas, to be fair. But I don't know, what would you say the rarest car we've had? What have I looked at and gone...
There's been a lot of cars.
Do you know what? There was one time at Race World. Actually, no, it's got to be the one at Race World where we had that Lotus Carlton. Because you don't see many of them. I don't know whether it's the rarest cars in like that, but you just don't see any of them. Do you remember seeing that?
I don't remember seeing it.
Do you remember that GT that come down, that full GT?
Oh,
that you
yeah.
couldn't tell if it's a replica.
That was...
There was a Lotus Carlton. It was basically like Vauxhall built like a model called the Carlton, and they gave it to Lotus to basically like do up, like
Track
do it,
make
yeah, literally. And all the bank robbers used to use this Lotus Carlton. And there was a famous one, because Ads was telling me, because he's big into his Lotus, isn't he? There was this famous Lotus Carlton that just kept getting caught up in these bank robberies and stuff. And then it ended up just disappearing one day. But I think there's only like 200 of these cars, and there's one, I've only ever seen one, and that was at Race World.
That might be the rarest car.
So that was probably the one that I've looked at and gone, bloody hell, I didn't see any of them around. But other than that, mate,
Yeah, what other
the
questions?
comps or something like that. So we've got there's some funny questions in there, to be fair. So this is Harry Gill's question to Hayden. What's your opinion on the Hayden's KA?
On Hayden's case, everyone's got to start somewhere. That's the thing, like, you can't expect someone's first car to be like a nice BMW or a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Like, unless you've been brought up in a wealthy
I'd
background.
say, I don't know, we've got to go out in it.
Exactly, we've got to do
I
backwards.
said to him the other day, 5-man deep in the KA.
5-man deep. God,
Doing
that's
a roulette.
squashed.
To be fair, I think it's only a 4-seater
I think,
car, you know.
yeah, they're a bit too tight, I think.
So
Solid car.
Keep, sell, destroy, supercar Holy Trinity.
Keep, sell, destroy. Good question.
Keep, sell, destroy. Explain the question to
So
me.
I'm guessing one car you've got to keep. I don't know.
One car you got to sell.
One car and one car you'd never want to see again. You don't like them at all.
Out of any supercar.
Yeah.
So I'd destroy any McLaren, mate.
No, disagree here.
Really?
I really like McLaren 720Ss. I think they look awesome.
Damn, a good car.
And
like,
have
nice
you
looking
seen
car, but...
McLaren's W1? The new, it's like the P1, but like step
Yeah,
up
I've seen it all over so much. I just went past it,
Yeah.
mate. I thought I can't be arsed.
I don't.
I don't know. I like a McLaren, but
Well, I think it's meant to be 1,300 brake horsepower and weigh less than like 1,300 kilos or something stupid. It's gonna be very
mad,
quick.
to be fair. How many of them are they
I
making?
don't know.
Is it gonna be like a mass-produced one like they
Probably
normally? I don't
not.
know.
Like the P1, where they're very limited.
Yeah, I've seen it all over socials, and I thought I'm not a McLaren. I don't like. I can appreciate it, but I'm not like. I'm not all over it.
I think keep probably newer Vuelto. I think it looks insane. They look
Yeah,
crazy.
they look
I've seen
sick.
one in person. They look, mate. I imagine they're really quick as well.
Mate, just
1,000
going off
brake
topic, I've
horsepower.
seen this video on Instagram, yes, of a Vuelto. Someone was using it, and he's sent it over the speed bump. Did you see?
I've not seen
Oh,
it.
mate, I'll have to send it to you. It's ruthless. I don't know what
just
it's done.
went.
No, he's gone. He's literally took off.
Oh, he took off. Well, it's like Mark McCann and his Lamborghini.
Yeah, well,
he took off of the jump.
literally.
He went flying. I don't know how he didn't break that.
So you're keeping a
Vuelto. What did I sell? Don't know, maybe just a basic Huracan.
Yeah.
For the Vuelto.
I'd keep, if I was to keep, mate, I'd get an Aventador SV.
Yeah.
Just because that was a car, when I first got into sort of cars properly, that was a car I looked at.
I think a lot of people prefer the SVs over the SVJs because they're going to be more of a future classic.
And they sound nuts.
They are, yeah. And that's the only thing with Vuelto. But have you heard the titanium exhaust on
the
them?
Gintani?
The Gintani.
Yeah,
that
mate.
sounds mental.
Josh's obviously got his Lambos and stuff, and he said if he gets anything else like that, he'd get a Gintani on it. But they're like
Definitely.
20 grand.
Yeah, expensive. But you can get cheaper options. You don't have to get Gintani.
Yeah.
There are ones that are like 5-10 grand, which is still a lot.
I think is it Deutsche Tech? They've
Yeah.
sort of created their own spin-off to
And that's
the
half the
Gintani.
price.
Yeah, it's half the price. So that's the lineup for that then, is it? Should we get on to the next question?
Let's do it.
Any places people know of to drag race car airfields and bits like that? So you used to do a bit of this.
Drag race. Not really. Well, Smearfarp is our closest one to Dakota. That's
yeah,
for drag and drift.
They do drag and drift.
There's Perranporth.
It depends whether they want to do this legally or illegally. I
Well,
don't actually know.
Perranporth, drag or drift. There's not many others in the area, is there? Castle Coombe is good for track.
Yeah, I don't know whether there's... I think there's like a... The thing is, it depends how far you want to go. There's like a skid pan at Thruxton, but that's an hour and a half
Yeah.
to get to Thruxton. But other than that...
There's not much in the area. There's Dartmoor.
You can't go promoting that. We would get slaughtered.
No. Dartmoor's a gentle 40-mile-an-hour road.
Yeah, as you can tell. yeah.
Well, look in the videos of the F-Type, the Lamborghinis, only doing like 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
No
to be
speeding.
fair.
Yeah.
Mate, going back to that, so that F-Type, I nearly clarted
I was
a
behind
sheep,
you.
mate.
I know, I thought you were going to say when you put your foot down and the back end come out. You walked out as
Mate, you stitched me up here on the podcast. I don't know what you're on about,
No.
mate. You stitched me up there. No, I'm on about the time where we've come up, you've stitched me up proper there. Yeah, to be fair, that did happen. But then I was told it's very rare friendly.
Yeah.
So, and it was early on
It was wet and it was
yeah,
early.
to be fair, I was like,
It was a bit cold.
I'm glad that straightened itself back up.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a bad
They weren't that
day.
bad. It was only like a little bit.
Yeah, but it felt bad.
Yeah,
Do you know, it just
probably.
feels bad, do you know what I mean? You're in someone else's car.
Exactly.
They're rare.
You drove very carefully after that.
Yeah. To be fair, I think I was driving carefully in general because you were like, why are you going so slow on the dual carriageway?
I know, you just kept going down to 50 and then up to 70 and then
To be
50.
fair, I was waiting for Dan to try because he said, oh, I'm going to take some rollers.
They never caught up.
I never caught up. So, yeah, but I nearly clarted a sheep on the... Because Ethan thought it'd be a good idea when he passes the sheep, to beep at the sheep to get him out of the way. But really, it shook him up.
And he ran in the road.
Literally heading straight at this sheep. But luckily, I was on it that day. So, but yeah, nowhere public. You can't do anything like that public. But I'd say Smearfarp, drag and drift
It's
every
closest
3
one.
months.
Yeah, I
something
think
like
they're
that.
quite cheap. I think it's like £80 and you get the whole day up there.
So someone's put, why does Tao love Porsche so much but not have one? Because Cars and Cuppas don't pay enough money.
I really like Porsche. I
Yeah.
like the Turbo S's. I think they'd be a very cool car to own.
Yeah, they're good cars. Man, I'd love a GT3.
Yeah, all that.
I went out in that GT3 RS at Nürburgring the first time round. Oh man,
Yeah, it's crazy.
unreal. Yeah, it was unreal.
There's so many of them there. Manfi Racing.
Yeah,
Literally
like
wherever
buses,
you
isn't
look.
they?
Yeah.
Literally like buses.
It's crazy.
So it says, when are we getting a French or motorsport themed event?
No one likes a Renault, do they?
Mate, no one's gonna come in. I'm gonna have like protests.
Renault V6 Clio, that's about
We've
it.
had one at Cars and Cuppas. That's probably the rarest.
that was
we've had, 'cause
rare.
That's one.
They're good track cars, but apart from that, no one likes
I don't know.
French.
I don't know whether I would do a French one or not. I suppose I'd probably have to in a way.
Is the demand high enough for French cars?
That is the thing. Do you know what I mean? Because mate, you look at the Italian nights. Yeah, I've done this Italian because I thought the Italian night's going to be busy. Italian nights wasn't that busy, mate.
There's not many Italian cars
Nah.
there, really.
Like it's all a baths basically, which is nice, but there wasn't really. It wasn't like filled. Do you know what I mean? Remember I'd done the first JDM one?
That was...
Mate, they turned up in numbers. I never
Everyone-
even knew that many JDM cars were around.
I know, everyone loves them, that's why.
So that's why I've done the German versus JDM one. French one I'd have to really consider. Because the problem is, with these themed events, it does put off some people from coming because they think it's only for them.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I don't know. Would it end up just being a small paddock for French cars?
I think it'd be better just to have like a section for the cars.
Yeah.
Like rather than just the whole event be themed it, just have like maybe in the top car park or the bottom car park, just have German cars or whatnot.
Motorsport theme would be quite cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to say, to be honest, I'm going to see how this British one goes on the next couple of weeks and then go from there. But I probably will get back to the field. This will probably be the last themed event. And then in March, April, I'll get back to the themed events
Back
again.
when the sun comes out.
So someone's actually put a question, will there be more themed meets over the winter? So that answers that question, doesn't it?
It does.
We've got Christmas coming up, haven't we? So we'll do something big for
That'd
that.
be a good one.
We'll do a charity run as well. So we'll go around to
What
all
I'm
the
thinking of
families.
doing for Christmas is I want to wrap my car with fairy lights and like tinsel and
Yeah,
stuff. I think that'd be quite
sick.
funny. I wouldn't be able to keep it on for long. I think I'd get pulled over.
We were speaking about it because we sort of said, what could we do for Victory? But everyone's done the Christmas tree now. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's chucked the Christmas tree on the supercar. We thought, how could we? So we're just coming up with ways to try and do something a bit
Still be a
different.
good idea. No, who doesn't want to see a supercar with a Christmas tree on top?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, with Abbas with his black one, he's like keen for anything, and this is all PPF'd.
Well,
So he'd be like, yeah,
Don't
be
matter.
fine. Maybe let's get some reindeers or something.
Put some reindeers on top. Put Santa
Do you know
Claus
what?
on
I'm
top.
getting flashbacks now because we literally had this conversation last year now. Because I was talking about the red American truck.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Now
mate.
it's Lamborghinis.
Yeah. What's happened,
Well,
mate?
it's been
Do you know
a
what I mean? What's happened?
Busy year.
Someone's put, would you consider car show company as in starting one?
I don't think it's.
I don't necessarily. I haven't got a car show.
No, it's more of like an event.
Yeah. So
But
I
unless
can't
you
really-
changed it from Greendale to somewhere else, I don't think there's not much more room for expansion
Nah.
to a show.
See, I wouldn't necessarily call it a car show. A car show is bigger scale. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I like the fact that it's every month. Do you know what I mean?
exactly. It's
the
more of
right
a
amount of
community get
numbers.
together.
Exactly. What other questions are there? So
But also, there's sanctions coming up soon.
yeah,
That's down the road. So that's more of a show rather than an event.
I don't know if I'm allowed at that one.
No, not sure.
I don't know. To be fair, I'm not sure why, but
Is that all the questions?
I think so. I just had a little refresh. The other one was, will there be a truck 4x4 edition of the meets now that we're going into winter? Probably not.
No, I don't think there's
So we've
much
got this
demand.
British one. Land Rovers are welcome to that because it's British.
Yeah.
But other than that, mate, yeah, I think that's it. Any questions that you want to ask? Anything you want to finish it up on?
No, I think that's everything really. We've kind of caught up, had a good chat, and
Yeah, explained everything that's going on. There'll be a lot more to come over the next couple of weeks. When I suppose, especially like once we start doing a bit more car stuff again, we'll have the Cars and Cuppas events to talk about and stuff like that. But I think it's just good to give everyone a bit of an update on what's been going on and just get back into it. And I like this, man. This is exactly the sort of idea I had to get back on it with the podcast.
just more of a chat. You can all
Yeah.
just listen in. Like, you've not got to pay too much attention. You could even be doing something else, but it's just on in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like it's a bit more of a connection rather
Yeah, exactly.
than
And then over time, we'll just do this, like I say, every 2 weeks, as in it'll be going up every 2 weeks. We'll get someone on. If you want to come on, let us know. And then we'll try and get
So what days is going to be live?
I reckon it's got to be a Sunday, innit?
Go where?
Sunday morning, I reckon.
Sunday, yes.
Because say if you're just milling around in your house on a Sunday morning, you
Got
could just
time
put
to
it on
listen
TV.
to it,
Do you
yeah.
know what I mean?
So Sunday morning, so say 10 o'clock,
Is this going to go up this Sunday? Starting
Maybe.
off this Sunday.
maybe. If
We have to
can.
get into a routine then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Every Sunday, or every 2 weeks on a Sunday, podcast going to be out.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Awesome.
Right, so make sure you check us out on all of our social medias. Check out Reese personally on your social medias. Check out myself personally on my social medias. And let us know if you want to see these clips broken down on a separate account.
Or
Anything else?
no, finish all. Anyways, thanks
Sweet.
for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. And we'll see you guys and girls in the next one.
See you later.
Ciao.